Hey there, CJ Maurer here with The Gist, and we're gonna go over the optimized closed loss process, and we're gonna do it in HubSpot. Now, a lot of us think about automations that trigger once a deal is closed won, whether it be onboarding or contracts or whatever, but we also know that most of the deals in our pipeline usually end up in closed lost, even if we don't always wanna think about it. So I'm gonna go over the ideal process for how to build a closed loss follow-up and tracking system. What you see right here is a typical deal pipeline. You should know that this is all demo data. This is one of our dev portals. So here you can see a bunch of deals and you have your closed lost right over here. Now, before we even get into anything, what is important when you lose a deal? Right? We don't just want to lose deals so that we don't think about them in our pipeline, although that's important, right? A big reason why you want to move deals to close lost is to not keep them in your pipeline, artificially inflate your pipeline, and sales managers usually want their reps to move on if a deal is not going to win. So there is a tremendous importance in terms of the discipline of sales to move deals to close lost. But once a deal has moved to close lost, what value is it to you, right? Well, there's a couple of things. One, you want to be able to track the date that it lost, so that you can calculate things like average time open or average time in stage. These are really important reports that you can learn a lot from. The other thing is you want to track why it lost, right? Because if you can make sure that every single time a deal is lost, you're capturing the closed lost reason, you can generate some reports and learn a lot about how you're losing deals, why you're losing deals. And then you can even go deeper and understand, like, why are we losing some of these deals at a higher rate than these deals? That gets into a little bit more advanced deal insights, but you can at least build the system to aggregate the data so that when you're ready to look at the reports and have people that actually analyze it and do something about it, it becomes really valuable. And the other thing that you want to do once a deal is closed lost is determine, is this worth following up with? And if so, when? Right? If you work in sales, you've heard the saying, just because it's a no doesn't mean it's a no forever. It could just be a no for now. So I'm going to take you through the ideal process that we implement when we're helping clients figure out how to close the loop on their closed loss process. So this is a quick screenshot from one of our deal pipeline workbooks, and I'm just going to zoom in right here. You can really just think about it with a couple of very simple properties. So when you move a deal to close lost, everybody should capture close date, very simple date picker, close loss reason, and then win back possibility, right? Yes or no. Now, you could put this follow-up date in here, but if you have sales professional or enterprise, you know you have conditional properties. So what you can do is only require somebody to enter follow-up date if win-back possibility is yes, right? Pretty simple. So you're going into your properties, right? And you're going to create this. And one thing to keep in mind is that there is a default loss reason property in HubSpot, but it's usually not formatted the way you want. Sometimes it's actually, I can't remember if it's loss reason or one reason, if it's just an open text. You don't want it to be an open text. You want it to either be a drop-down select or a multiple select. So in this particular field, if I go to the field type here, you can see we've put in budget, timing, not a fit, disqualified by us, so on and so forth. You're gonna have to talk with your team and come up with the list of reasons why a deal could be closed lost, and then it's up to you if you want it to just be one reason or allow your reps to select multiple reasons. The only thing that really impacts is your reporting, but if you think it's very realistic that there could be several factors why a deal lost, then make it a multiple checkbox instead of a drop-down select. Create those properties. And then once you have them, what you're gonna do is go into the back end, right? I'm in my deal pipeline settings here, and I'm gonna go to close loss, and I'm gonna edit these properties. So all you really do then is you add your dependent property here, and then check the box to make it required. Now again, you're only seeing close date, close loss reason, and win back possibility. If you remember, we also want to trigger follow-up date. But that we have set that up as a conditional field. And if you want to figure out how to set up conditional property logic, that's another video, or just Google it. It's the simplest thing in the world. So if I say this is yes, I am actually prompting us to capture follow-up date. And oh, look at this, right? We're also capturing what is the solution's interest. Again, Best practices for deal pipeline configuration start to finish is a video for another day, but solutions interest is another great thing to capture. Which solution or solutions of yours is your prospect most interested in, and what has compelled them to reach out? This particular demo portal is modeled after a payroll and HR company, so you see things like ACA reporting, background checks, benefits, so on and so forth. Why is this valuable? Well, one, you may have already captured this earlier on in the stage. Like if you had already done a needs analysis and sent a proposal, then you would have already captured solutions interest. But if you only had one quick call and then they just ghosted you and it's time to move it to close lost, capture that. And I'll show you why in a second. But either way, the more data you can aggregate on these deals, the more valuable it is for follow-ups, for reporting, for list segmentation, and more. So now I'm going to pause right here. Keep in mind, all we've done is built some properties, built some conditional property logic, and required them in a stage. And now it is literally impossible for anybody to move a deal to close lost without capturing the date it was closed, right? So you can report on that. You can calculate average time open and a bunch of stuff. Captured close loss reasons, so you can report on that and figure out why you're losing deals. And if there is a win back possibility. Now, if the win back possibility is no, maybe you just want to trigger some automation to clear the life cycle stage, clear the owner, set as a non-marketing contact, and just don't worry about them anymore. Maybe even you want to delete them in some instances. But if it's yes, you want to keep them in your CRM. You maybe want to subscribe them to your newsletter just to nurture them lightly for a little bit. But then what you definitely want to do is follow up with them when it's time. Every sales rep that has ever worked in sales knows sometimes they say, talk to me in 6 months, talk to me next year, whatever. So when they move that to close lost, if there is a possibility the deal could be won, they're going to put the follow-up data and they're going to put the solutions interest. And then all you need is a simple workflow like this, where look, this triggers when if the deal is still in the close lost stage and now the follow-up date is less than 7 days from now, we're going to send an internal email notification. And we're going to say, hey, remember this deal that here in the company name, and this was the source, and this is the solution interest and the loss reason? Well, the time that you said you needed to follow up is only 7 days away. So we've also created a task for you that's going to live in your tasks until you actually complete that. And it's literally that simple, right? So now instead of just moving deals to close lost and getting them out of our pipeline forecast, we've closed the loop, right, and allowed ourselves the opportunity to follow up when it is appropriate. And then you can work with your marketing team to suggest if there is a win-back possibility, maybe add them to just the monthly newsletter. We don't want to be sending them emails all the time like you just bought a pair of jeans at Banana Republic and you get 17 emails a day. No, maybe once a month, twice a month, keep them updated with some major content. But this is a wonderful way to systematize growth, because now it is embedded into how you operate. That is how we would optimize your process for closed lost deals. That's the gist of it. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for other videos. And as always, please like our videos. It really helps us. Subscribe to our channel for more information. Don't hesitate to go to our website, learn about what we do, more of our resources, and would love to get in touch. Thank you.